Fox Sports.
We are Fox Sports. We are San Diego.
We welcome you to Petco Park, where the moves of the day have started for the San Diego Padres. Trevor Cahill today, no longer a Padre. Ryan Buchter with 42 appearances. And Brandon Mauro has 20 saves with the Padres this season. All three headed to Kansas City as part of a trade. The Padres start the trading season today. We welcome you inside the broadcast booth, everybody. Don Orsillo along with Mark Grant. Welcome to Padres Baseball. Well, it's that time of year. We're getting closer to the deadline, and moves will be happening. And today, they happen for the Padres and for some popular players who are headed to Kansas City.
A trade that AJ Preller has put together that helps the Padres presently and for the future. Travis Wood scuffled in Kansas City, a lot of walks. Change of scenery might be good for him. He was pretty much a fifth starter. Strom, poor man's Chris Sale, Andrew Miller. He's got knee surgery, should be healthy for next year, 2018. And Ruiz, the 18-year-old, potential power, still a lot of room for growth. He's primarily a second baseman. So there you have the principles in the trade. Let's see what the future holds for both clubs.
The general manager of the Padres, AJ Preller, before the game discussed what the Padres are getting back and the need for the trade.
I think the deal has components both of of present and future. I think obviously Matt Strom, you're gonna have to wait for next season to see him. Travis Wood is a guy that's gonna come right now here and fill some different roles for us and has a chance to pitch in some different spots for us the rest of the season. I think consistent with the plan that we've been talking about, which is continuing to build an organization that has a lot of quality and depth in terms of players that are going to help us for the future. That's where Ruiz stands in. So I think anytime, again, like it was not easy to make deals. It's we're trading three guys that we know are going to help KC in the short and medium term. But I think we feel like with Strom and Wood, they help both both in the near term here in San Diego, and Ruiz for the future.
AJ Preller and the Padres sticking to the game plan, just loading up the minor leagues with youngsters, Ruiz being the 18-year-old. Let's see if this plan comes to fruition in the future for the San Diego Padres.
Well, three guys on the move to Kansas City. We will hear from all three when we return. Bob Scanlon spoke to all three, headed to KC. After this on Fox Sports San Diego. Diego presents Padres Baseball, brought to you by Petco, where the pets go. Let's send it down to Bob Scanlon.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Don. Obviously, the topic of the day has been the trade of the 3 players to the Kansas City Royals. And although it's been a topic in clubhouses for the last couple of weeks, including the Padres clubhouse, when it actually happens, it can be a little bit of a splash of cold water in the face. Here's what Buchter, Maurer, and Cahill had to say about the new change.
Whenever you get traded, that's the toughest part. I mean, I spend more time with all these guys than I do with my family during the season pretty much, so you become close, and it's definitely tough to leave. And you know, I know these guys, the other guys have been here longer, so I'm sure it's even tougher.
Your thoughts on going to a team that's a contender?
Yeah, they obviously saw something over here that they liked, so they got that, and it's time to go to work over there.
They're in the playoff race right now, and you know, hopefully we can help them out and make it happen.
How hard is it to say goodbye to these guys that you've spent so much time with this year?
It's going to be pretty hard to say bye to everybody except for Brad Ham. Probably be the easiest to say bye to him.
Oh, man. Ryan Buchter having some fun all the way till the last moment. And don't kid yourself for a moment. Maurer, Buchter, Hand, those guys were thick as thieves. In fact, their little corner of the clubhouse was known as the activity corner because there was always something going on. Basketball, golf, hockey at times, football, you name it. Those guys were having fun. They'll certainly be missed, and they're going to make that transition just fine. Coming up, keep it rolling at Petco. The Padres have taken 3 out of the last 4. They'll try to keep it rolling against Jason DeGrom. Clayton Richard on the mound for the Padres. Padres, Mets. First pitch coming up next right here on Fox Sports San Diego.
Well, Clayton Richard and the Padres taking the field tonight, getting ready for this 4-game series against the New York Mets, who are in town here. And let's check out the weather report brought to you by your always sunny San Diego Honda dealer. 75 degrees to get it started. Southwest breeze at 6 miles per hour. Mostly cloudy for the remainder of the night. And there are some clouds hanging around up top, but also plenty of blue skies. Lights are on here at Petco Park in San Diego. Don Orsillo, Mark Grant, and Bob Scanlon with you as the Mets are here for the next 4. And the Padres and Mets matching wits here again. And Terry Collins here, of course, the manager of the Mets. The Mets lineup brought to you by Hyundai with Michael Conforto, the all-star in center, as Drupal Cabrera at third, Yoenis Cespedes in left, Jay Bruce in right, Wilmer Flores at second base, Lucas Duda at first, Jose Reyes at short, Travis d'Arnaud, the catcher, is the first pitch of this one. Michael Conforto fouls it off to the left. Out of play. Jacob DeGrom will be batting out of the 9 spot for the Mets. And it has been a disappointing season for the Mets. Not for Michael Conforto, though. As you see the all-star numbers. 294, 19 homers, and 52 runs batted in. And leading off. Not a typical leadoff hitter. Kind of reminds you a little bit of the numbers you see from Charlie Blackmon of the Colorado Rockies.
Remember, there was a point in time with these Mets earlier in the year. It was like, where do we fit Conforto in the lineup? Where is he going to play? You can only, as far as I'm told, you can only have 3 outfielders, right?
Yes, that's true.
Yeah, so it was like, okay, we've got Granderson, we've got Bruce and Cespedes, and this kid's swinging the bat well. But you know what? It all works out in the long run, don't you think? And Conforto is putting together one heck of a season for these Mets.
Having a great year, leading off Andy in center field as he's fooled on that pitch, and a good start for Clayton Richard, who strikes out Conforto to start the night. Let's get the scouting report on Clayton Richard.
Well, the 33-year-old making his 21st start. Get that sinking feeling back. The last time out was kind of a rough one, and it's a bounce back type of outing for Clayton Richard, and get that feel early. The strikeout is nice, but the ground ball is even better. 230 ground balls, National League best out of the hand of Clayton Richard.
One down for Asdrubal Cabrera, standing in on the right side and deep in the box as he dribbles one down the third base line. Spangenberg barehanded, and the throw wild and into the seats. So they'll award second base here to Cabrera. Base hit and the error on the throw most likely. And that is the case. Error charge to Spangenberg on this throw that he just kind of uncorks.
Yeah, it gives you an idea up the line towards home plate. Will Myers doesn't even have time to leave the bag. They're trying to make the glove hand. Look how far off it is. And then the unlucky bounce into the stands.
So an infield hit for Cabrera to second on the errant throw. And here is Yoenis Cespedes coming up for the Mets. In the 3 spot, hitting at .273 with 9 homers and 22 runs batted in. 52nd game that Cespedes has been in on the year. He's coming off the DL, hitting at .274 for the Mets. And when the Padres were in New York at Citi Field, Cespedes was not in the lineup. He was on the DL at the time.
Big time drought for Cespedes right now, especially the last 20 games, Don. Only .210 clip. He's got no home runs.
So unusual for him. Certainly a power guy. 3 RBIs in those last 20 games. The 20-game homerless drought you mentioned is the worst stretch since being traded to the Mets. 1 out runner at second, and Cespedes will take the strike. It's 2-1. Always something happening with the Mets, it seems, and it's never boring, that's to say the least, if you cover the Mets or you're a Mets fan. Terry Collins' team coming in with a record of 45-51, 13.5 games back of the Nationals in the NL East. One out runner at second. That's on the road are 3 games under 500. They are 20-23.
You know, we say it every single time when we go to New York and the Mets come here.
Grounder with a shift on, and it's a Suaje. 2 down.
Always under a microscope with those New York Mets.
Check out the Padres defensively, brought to you by your San Diego County Ford dealers. Left to right in the outfield, AJ Preller, Manuel Margot, and Hunter Renfro. 31st it is Corey Spangenberg. Dusty Coleman in there for the Padres, just called up today. Suaje at second base, Myers at first, and Terens doing the catching for Clayton Richard with 2 down, and Asdrubal Cabrera at second base. Good to see Coleman again. I haven't seen him since spring training.
Yeah, Dusty turned pro in 2008. Came up with the A's, the swinging A's. Signed as a minor league free agent in November of 2016.
2 down for Jay Bruce. Bruce hitting at .263 with 25 home runs, 65 runs batted in. This is the beginning of a 10-game road trip for the Mets. And there are a fair number of guys that may be headed on the move here. Depending how this trip goes, it's kind of a make or break trip here to decide whether or not
what kind of trip?
Make or break trip to decide whether or not the Mets are buyers or are they sellers? I guess is the question mark.
Yeah. Jay Bruce, free agent. Duda, free agent. Reyes, free agent. Granderson, free agent. Addison Reed, probably at the top of the list. Wouldn't you say they're done?
I would say so.
As being traded.
Curtis Granderson.
Yep.
Walker, who's on the deal, the hamstring problem, free agent after 2017. Set to rejoin the Mets sometime during this series. Another possible trade chip. Swing and a miss, and Jay Bruce strikes out 2 Ks in the inning as the Mets leave a runner at second. Padres are coming up. Padres are coming up. Mets don't score in the top of the first inning. We check out the Padres starting lineup brought to you by Toyota. Jose Perella leading it off. He's in left field with Carlos Suaje at second base. Will Myers at first. Hunter Renfro in right with Corey Spangenberg at third base. Manuel Margot at center. Dusty Coleman at shortstop with Luis Torrens doing the catching, batting eighth. And Clayton Richard, the pitcher, out of the 9 spot. Tonight the Padres will be dealing with Jacob deGrom, one of the game's best.
Homegrown Met, dominant the last 7 games. We're going to talk about that. And few walks, many strikeouts over the course of his career. Going to tonight's game, 636 punchouts, only issued 157 walks.
Beat the Cardinals in his last start, allowing just 1 run over 6 1/3 innings. Jose Perella hitting at .293, 4 homers, 19 runs batted in his 39th game of the year. Leading it off for the Padres and taking strike 2. And for deGrom, his ERA is more than 2 runs higher on the road this season than it is at home. Home ERA of 2.27, road 4.63. But still 5-1 away from Citi Field. And that's strike 3. Makes quick work of Perella for the first out here in the bottom of the first inning. Well, defensively for New York, left to right across the outfield, Yoenis Cespedes in left, Michael Conforto in center, Jay Bruce around him right. There's Drupal Cabrera at third base, Jose Reyes at shortstop, Wilmer Flores at second, Lucas Duda at first, and Travis d'Arnaud doing the catching for Jacob deGrom. 1 out in the first. Carlos Suaje the batter.
Can I say something?
Sure. It's your show too.
You know what? Part of the day, part of my day, which I really love, is walking into that clubhouse and turning to my left and seeing Brandon Maurer, Brad Hand, Ryan Buchter, all the relievers over there that are in that little corner. Quack, Kirby is over on the other side, but still, my point is, Bob Scanlon had a nice little piece to where grown men that are kids having fun, shoot some hoops with them every day,
play some golf
with them, and just yuck it up. And that's what I'm going to miss.
This one fouled off back to the backstop, and that got the home plate umpire, Mark Rippinger. right off the shoulder.
Yeah.
And the umpires come down to check. The crew chief, Tom Hallion, coming down.
You know, he's wearing those shoulder pads, but still, that's a blunt force on the left collarbone area.
Navarro out there, the trainer for the Padres, to check on it.
The clavicle area.
Appears to be good to go here with one down in the inning. 0-2 the count to Iswahe. Strike three call outside corner. Iswahe didn't like it. Back-to-back strikeouts for DeGrom to start the night.
Well, DeGrom goes with the breaking ball here. Oh, and he gets a call. He gets a call just off the plate.
Two down. Will Myers standing in. 252, 20 homers now. 47 runs batted in for Myers. Swinging a foul tip. Now it's time for something to smile about, brought to you by Cricket Wireless. Will Myers with 3 home runs in the last 3 days. And yesterday's home run against the San Francisco Giants at AT&T Park, a blast out to left field.
I don't know about you, but that makes me smile. I'm smiling right now.
Well, now 20 home runs on the year for Will. Strike three call on the outside corner. Myers takes it, and DeGrom strikes out the side in order. All looking. No score.
Been good. The camaraderie's been good. This brings it home, though. These are tough days to get through because you lose guys that you consider family. And
as the Padres and Mets start this 4-game series. Pretty impressive bottom of the first inning for Jacob DeGrom. Struck out the side in order through 10 pitches, all strikes. As Wilmer Flores leads it off here for the Mets in the second inning. Flores at second base and hitting at .284 with 9 home runs, 28 runs batted in.
Yeah, Jacob DeGrom was a foul ball away from an immaculate inning. That foul ball off the bat of Carlos Iswahe. 9 pitches, 3 strikeouts, but he had 10 pitches, all strikes in the first inning.
That's the way he's been going lately, and you can see it now here in person. It's pretty impressive. The 1-2 pitch is up top, and it's 2-2. Richard had 2 strikeouts in the first inning, worked his way around a runner at second base with 1 out. Getting Cespedes to ground out to second, Bruce to strikeout. Fly ball driven out towards deep left center field. Margot going back at the wall, and that ball is gone. Wilmer Flores with his 10th home run of the year puts the Mets on top 1-0. Drive out to left center field.
Well, this New York Mets team in the National League, they are second in the home run category. And when you're second in that category of home runs, that means you hit mistakes. That ball looked like it was middle in. Wilmer Flores, as Don mentioned, home run number 10. You've got Conforto with 19. You've got Bruce with 25. Duda 17. And a few other guys, Don. 4 in the lineup tonight that are 1 away from double digits.
They spread it around pretty good.
They do.
Home run to lead off the second inning. Now Lucas Duda, as the Padres earn a shift on him on the right side of the infield, will take the strike, and it's 1-1. To right field, struck pretty well. Renfro going back, that's over his head, and that ball's off the wall. Renfro will fire back in towards the infield, and into second base with a double is Lucas Duda. Shot out to right field off the base of the wall, quickly over the head of Renfro. So pretty aggressive here are the Mets in the second inning against Clayton Richard.
Well, the left-handed aggressive swing at 93. Duda gets on top of this baseball with some pop. Flores taking a fastball in, turning on it. Duda hitting a mistake as well. Pretty much middle of the pack for the Mets in the doubles category. They rank 6th in the National League.
So runner at second, already a run in, nobody out, and here is Jose Reyes. He'll take strike 1. .229, 9 homers and 36 runs batted in for Reyes. He's hitting up over 300 since the middle of June. June the 16th on. Back towards the mound. Richard will flip underhanded to first base for the out. 1-3 on the put out for the first out of the inning. Let's take a look at the keys to the game, brought to you by your San Diego Honda dealers.
Well, as the Mets come into town, looking at the keys, remember the series in San Francisco, taking 3 out of 4. Keep the runs coming. Got no problem with that. And pick up the pen. You notice that Mauer, Buchter gone. Now it's time for the rest of the arms and then bullpen to pick off where they left off. And hopefully they can throw some zeros up like the Padres bullpen has done it recently.
And 1 down, Duda at second base, and Travis d'Arnaud now standing in. Brother of Chase d'Arnaud. The two went head to head when the Padres were at Citi Field with the Mets, but of course now Chase d'Arnaud in the Padres minor league system and in El Paso. Travis d'Arnaud hitting at .239, 9 homers, 31 runs batted in.
So we mentioned earlier, Don, the Mets 13.5 games out of first place in the East. In the wild card, 10 games out. So I wonder how many guys packed extra luggage this trip for the Mets.
Wondering if they're going somewhere else.
Yeah.
To second, Asuaje will go to first base for out number 2 as Duda takes third base on the ground out to the right side. Closed captioning for tonight's game is brought to you by Wiener Schnitzel. It's a long trip, 10-game trip for the Mets that they are venturing out onto. They just came off a 10-game homestand in which they were 6-4. Jacob deGrom batting for the first time tonight and missing the first one. 0 for 1. 202 overall in 4 seasons in the major leagues for deGrom. Does have a home run and 12 RBIs. Strike 2. For 46 on the year for deGrom, a .261 average this year. Just off the outside edge. Look at Yoenis Cespedes, who interestingly, this week saying that he'd like to finish his career with the Oakland A's. A little different. Said Bob Melvin was best manager ever played for. There's a grounder towards third. Spangenberg will go to first on the run and in time to end the inning. Home run for Wilmer Flores as the Mets on top 1-0.
The atmosphere's been good, the vibe's been good, the camaraderie's been good. This brings it home, though. These are tough days to get through because you lose guys that you consider family, and the guys in the clubhouse. I mean, we talked about it. We'll rally around it and move forward with the group of guys we have, and it's new opportunity for new people, and that's what guys crave. They crave opportunity, like Ryan Buchter did, to establish themselves as big league pitchers, and now Kirby Yates and Phil Maton and Brad Hand, like they'll get more and more opportunities to pitch in more and more crucial situations.
Andy Green talking about the dynamics in the clubhouse after the trade today that sent 3 popular players over to Kansas City. But as he pointed out, all 3 of those pitchers, Cahill, Mauer, and Buchter, had an opportunity to revive their careers here that they may not have gotten somewhere else. Their departure is going to allow somebody else to get that opportunity as well. And Mark Grant, I can't help but to think in the loss of Buchter and Mauer, they were part of the troika of fun in that clubhouse. And just as much as they like to have fun off the field, there were fierce competitors on the field. Baseball's version of the Hanson brothers and Slapshot, maybe?
Scan, that's a good analogy. And I was just telling Don earlier, and you know them as well as we do, they are just a joy to be around. And the joy is when they got that rock and got up on that hill, it was go time. I mean, there was no messing around. You saw the fire in Mauer. You saw the fire in Ryan Buchter. But I tell you what, when it was time to have fun, those guys, fun to be around.
Well, no doubt, certainly going to miss him and wish him well on their new opportunity with the Kansas City Royals. They're headed to a pennant race. Royals just a game and a half back now in the Central, and they've made some noise and Looks like they're going to be a big part of that. So congratulations to them, and looking forward to seeing the guys that we have got on our side of the docket, and we will talk to in the top of the third inning about the move today and perhaps anything else that is going to take place here in the near future. Still some time between now and the trade deadline as Padres make their first move today, and a pretty large one. Trevor Cahill going, and Ryan Buchter, Brandon Maurer to the Kansas City Royals. 2-2 pitch to Hunter Renfro. And strike 3. How about DeGrom? He has struck out the first 4 Padres he's faced in the game.
And the fastball location is key. You know, earlier in the year, DeGrom, he was throwing very, very hard, but he kind of didn't know where it was going. And also, he'd only go 5 or 6 innings for about 110 pitches. Now he's kind of dialed down a little bit. I mean, the velocity is still there, but he is just locating the fastball big time. And that's been apparent in this game early on.
1 down, 4 in a row retired, all by way of the K. And here's Corey Spangenberg. Spangenberg hitting at .272 coming in with 8 homers and 30 runs batted in. Spangenberg with an 8-game hitting streak starting tonight's action. During the streak, 13 hits and a .406 batting average. 3 home runs and 10 RBIs. Rom wanted that, just missed off the outside edge with curveball. 2-1. Spangenberg now, Margot next. The first 4 Ks for DeGrom. 3 have been looking. All third strikes. Struck out Renfro swinging to begin this inning.
Well, I think you bet a dime to donuts you're going to get a fastball here. Or maybe a backdoor breaking ball. Oh, a changeup at 89. Wow. That's confidence right there. 3-1 changeup.
Well, if you can throw it for a strike, or have it at least look like a strike. Full count now here to Spangenberg.
Now you blow the fastball away right here.
Fly ball foul off to the left out of play. Fastball at 96 miles an hour. Coming in 11-3, 3.37 earned run average, 20th start of the year.
Change up. Slider, backdoor slider right here.
And it's ball 4. Down to first base goes Spangenberg. So 1 out walk, first base runner for the Padres to reach. Time now for the Arco top tier player profile, and it is Jacob DeGrom. The lowest earned run average since June the 12th. And Corey Kluber, the lower ERA of the Cleveland Indians at 1.37. Chris Sale behind him, 1.61. Clayton Kershaw is now on the DL, and Max Scherzer. It's a pretty good list, and Jacob DeGrom second in that category. Gives up a 1 out walk here, and it brings up Manuel Margot.
Not a lot of working out of the stretch, right, for DeGrom? And when a pitcher's in the windup, you usually have your best stuff.
To right field, falling fast, and just out of the reach of Flores into right field. A base hit for Margot. Spangenberg will take second base. And the Padres have something going here with 1 down. Runners at first and second.
Any way you can fight one off. Tries to backdoor the 2-seamer, bring it back off that outside corner. It leaks in. And Manuel Margot will gladly sacrifice that shillelagh for a base knock. And there goes the no-hitter.
2 on, 1 away, and it brings up Dusty Coleman. Certainly saw a lot of Dusty during spring training with the Padres this year, and here he is Getting a start at shortstop tonight for San Diego. El Paso in 88 games, hitting at 209 there. 14 home runs and 46 runs batted in.
That's some serious movement for a 96-mile-an-hour fastball.
And that's part of the problem, I think, if you're a hitter.
Huh.
I would think.
Yeah, try squaring that up.
It's all that movement.
And he can locate it as well.
A lot to be said for velocity, but if it's straight, his is definitely not straight. Running, tailing, as this one will miss, and even the count at 1-1.
Where'd that one miss?
Looked like a pretty good pitch.
Yes, it did. There's that two-seamer you were talking about, Donnie.
Two on, one away here in the second inning for the Padres. Trying to get something done here against Jacob deGrom.
Dusty's probably thinking to himself, I don't remember seeing pitches like this in AAA.
Yeah, how about that? You come back here and you get into the big leagues again. It's first time since 2015 when he was with the Kansas City Royals in 4 games. And the guy you got to face first is Jacob deGrom. Welcome back, Dusty. 29-year-old out of Sioux Falls, South Dakota. 1-2. On the ground left side, and it's picked at third by Cabrera to second for 1. On to first for 2. Double play. Around the horn they go. 5-4-3. We played 2. 1-0 New York. Into the third inning back at Petco Park in San Diego. We've talked a lot about the trade, and who better to talk to about the trade than AJ Preller, general manager of the San Diego Padres. And AJ, tell us a little bit about the trade, how it went down, and the thought process to making this trade for a couple of guys who are very important to your bullpen this season.
You know, it's I think, you know, if I talked to Dayton Moore, general manager of Kansas City, we've been talking really over the last 3 weeks or so, and you know, obviously these things take some time to come together, and you know, I think he just expressed interest in some of our bullpen pieces, and you know, I think their club, you know, they've got some players that are going to be free agents. They've obviously been in 2 World Series in the last 3 years, and I think they made the decision, you know, as they continue to play well, that you know they wanted to go for it, wanted to see if they can win another pennant, and our guys fit in pretty well for them. So over the course of the last week, you know, some of those, you know, the talks progressed to, you know, the 3 players we end up moving today, and you know, it's always, you know, always tough to move players and move guys, but you know, I think credit to you know, Mauer and Buchter and Cahill that they put themselves in positions that contender wanted them.
AJ, when you were quoted before the ball game, you mentioned a key phrase: "This helps us in the present and the future." Talk about the principles involved: Wood, Strom, Ruiz, and how they will work in the Padres system now and in the future?
Yeah, Travis Wood, I mean, he's a guy that, we looked at this past offseason. He'd been with the Chicago Cubs the last few years, and Kansas City ended up signing him to a 2-year deal. He hasn't thrown great so far here the first half of the season, but I think from our standpoint, we know we're gonna, we're losing, some guys off our big staff that has been pitching really well, and he's a versatile guy that, gives Andy the flexibility of another lefty that can either start a game or come out of the bullpen. He's filled pretty much every role you can fill. And then I think the two other players that we got, Strom and the prospect Ruiz, that fits in both in the medium and long term for us. So I think with Strom, you have a lefty that for us was a guy we've looked at for the last couple of years, and one of the better pitchers in minor league baseball last year. He's both started and relieved as well. Here's Matt on the video. And, it's a fastball anywhere from 90 to 95. He throws a curveball and a slider. We're going to talk about starting him, and we know he can be an effective reliever out of the pen. So he's a guy that was a big get for us. And I think one of the reasons that he was out there, he just had patella tendon surgery on his knee.
Well, this is lined into right field for Cabrera, a 1-out single here in the 3rd inning. I imagine things are starting to heat up here on the trade talks, and certainly some players of yours that are of interest for a lot of other teams.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's always I think it's a good thing when you have clubs calling and asking about your players, and I think we've had some players that put themselves in those positions, and I think this is the week to listen and see if there's something that's going to make our team better and our organization better. We'll see how the next week plays out.
I got a question for you, AJ, regarding Ruiz, the 18-year-old. Was that a name that, when this was all coming down, was that a name that you said, you know what, I'd really like to make this deal if you include him? Was that, I'm not going to say a deal breaker, but is that one of the guys that you said, you know what, it would be really nice to have him giving up what we're giving up?
Yeah, no, I think he was that type of name for us. I mean, he was a guy, when you talk about, trading 3 big league pieces, and, I think from our standpoint, in one deal, made it clear to Dayton that and the Royal Group that was a guy that was, that was going to be really important for us in this trade. And he's still only 18 years old, and he's playing in the Arizona Rookie League, but he got a base hit last week off Mackenzie Gore in Mackenzie Gore's first outing, and he swung the bat real well. So last year he played in the Dominican, he hit real well. Kind of excited to have him.
I know you've moved around a lot, looked at the minor leagues quite a bit in the Padres system. Who you like what you're seeing from right now?
Yeah, honestly, there's a lot of guys that are progressing through the system. I mean, the group that started in Lake Elsinore on the pitching front, Joey Lucchese, Eric Lauer, Cal Quantrill. They're now in AA in San Antonio, and they've gotten off to good starts over there as well. The Fort Wayne team that was the youngest team in the league in A-ball, with a lot of, we felt like a prospect-heavy team. They really struggled in the first half of the season from a performance standpoint. Now they're, they're up there among the league leaders and up there at the top of the standing. In the second half, as these guys start to get there, some experience under them, and at 17, 18 years old, it's exciting to see some guys going off in that league playing against guys 2 or 3 years older. Fernando Tatis, who came over in the Shields trade, I think hit another home run tonight. He's up to 17 or 18 on the season at 18 years old playing shortstop. So it's an exciting group.
Talk about Travis Wood. Elaborate a little bit more on the veteran left-hander, because I know that when trades are made, you like to look at guys past teams and what they've done, and the playoff experience with the Cubs last year for Travis Wood. What are your thoughts in a little bit more detail about that left-hander?
I think again, he's a guy that is part of a building situation in Chicago. So as we kind of continue to try to layer some young players in here and some guys that are going to get us towards the top of the standings. He's a guy that had just been through that with the Cubs. Has pitched in big games, big spots, filled every role. He's a really good athlete. He's a strike thrower. I think we're going to look at some of the things that maybe he struggled with this year and try to figure out if there's a way we can get him back to what he was in the past.
That leads me to my next question, because when pitchers are acquired in a trade, do you as a staff, as an organization, take into consideration having Darren Balsley as the pitching coach and possibly turn that guy around for the better in a Padre uniform?
Oh, definitely. I mean, I think Darren's, he's proven that, I think, you have a lot of confidence from a general manager standpoint that, you have a pitching coach that has shown a track record for getting guys better, for getting guys back on track.
And well, Margot going back is going to be over his head and off the base of the wall. Kicks by him pretty quickly as Drupal Cabrera is going to try and score from first base. Throw back in a little bit on the wild side. And no problem with Cabrera coming around to score and ending up at third base as Yoenis Cespedes as the Mets take a 2-0 lead.
But, you know, as you're saying, I think with Darren and with Doug, you know, Bachler, our bullpen coach, and I have a lot of faith in those guys. And it makes it easier as a GM to go get some guys that maybe, you know, stock may be down or they're not performing as well. But, you know, you have a pitching coach that has a chance to, you know, to reach into some things that, you know, have been in there in the past and get some guys better.
2-0 Mets lead here. Cespedes ends up at third base. It is a triple and an RBI for Cespedes. All right, well, you don't have to name names. I'm going to put you on the spot here a little bit. You don't have to name names, but in your mind, as this one is through into center field, a base hit, and from third will come Cespedes for the third run, and it's now 3-0 Mets. Is there anybody on this team that is not available in your estimation? I mean, are there guys that people could call you about and say, they're untouchable. I'm not making this trade.
You know, I mean, there's, you know, again, like I've said a few times here in the last couple of weeks, there's definitely some players that, you know, I mean, we're not trying to just turn over the roster every single year. I mean, there's some core guys and some guys that, you know, that you want to be here year after year that hopefully going to be part of this build here as we get going. And you know, I think, you know, that being said, when you're at this point in time this year, it's, you know, this week, it's, you know, kind of the point in time where there's activity, and you always want to listen just to see, you know, at the end of the day, if there's something that ends up making our group better. So, you know, there's some guys that, you know, for the most part, you know, I think it's highly unlikely we're going to do anything with. But yeah, at least, you know, you at least have, you know, allow yourself to have that conversation if somebody wants to call and they have strong enough interest in someone.
Well, 2 quick runs in here for the Mets and a foul ball off the bat of Wilmer Flores. Mentioned Cal Quantrill. How is he doing right now?
Yeah, he threw that. I saw him throw the other night actually in a Double-A game, and he's doing well. I think he's had 3 starts in Double-A. You know, pitched in the Futures game was one of our 2 representatives with Josh Naylor, and he's progressing. I think he's focusing more on his curveball as his main breaking ball, and he's off to a good start so far in Double-A.
Well, the double play around the horn will end the inning, and our conversation with AJ Preller. As always, AJ, thanks very much.
Thanks, Don. Appreciate it.
AJ, thanks.
Thank you, guys. Thanks, Mark.
Padres as we head to the bottom of the third. Here's Jacob deGrom in the first inning. Fastball's on the outside corner. Watch his arm. Watch how there is a bend in that arm all the way through the motion. That is one of the adjustments that he has made. Now remember, at the end of May and early June, he had 2 outings in a row where he allowed 15 earned runs. Why? That sinker that we just saw wasn't sinking. His arm was getting too straight as he was pulling it out of his glove. It was causing him to fly open with his front side, and the ball was flattening out. Clearly, he has made that adjustment, guys. The key thing is he's got a little bit of a bend in that arm all the way through his motion, and that nasty 2-seam action is back.
Yeah, it is, and very impressively struck out the first 4 batters that he faced in this game. Walked a batter and gave up a hit, but then got Dusty Coleman to ground into the 5-4-3 double play that ended the second. And there's a ground ball off the bat of Luis Torrens to Wilmer Flores at second base. And Torrens retired 4-3.
You know, we always talk about baseball vernacular like a pitcher pounding the zone, right? I think Jacob deGrom is doing just that. what we're seeing here tonight in his last 7 starts for the Mets.
He's thrown 29 pitches so far here tonight. 22 of them are strikes. One down in the third, and Clayton Richard, the pitcher, batting and swinging at that high fastball at 95 miles an hour. Thanks to AJ Preller for joining us tonight. A very busy time for him right now. A lot of calls coming in, and as he said, they're listening to all of them. Richard now, Perella next. Padres batting here in the third, and Richard sends one out to right center field. And Fordo coming from center into right center on the run to make the catch out there in the sinking line drive. And Richard retired for the second out here in the third.
I thought this ball had a chance, and it looked like Conforto was playing on the shortstop side of second base. That ball hung up in the air just long enough for the Mets center fielder. Yeah, you could see he was on the other side of second base to haul it in for the out. And nice backup right there also by Jay Bruce in right field.
2 down here in the third inning. It brings up Jose Perella, strikeout victim in the first inning, and a grounder past him out up the middle. Reyes from shortstop with a throw that's going to be late. Infield hit for Jose Perella. Nicely getting out of the box and getting down that line quickly. Covering a lot of ground there was Reyes, but the throw didn't get as much on it as I think he would have liked. So a 2-out base runner here for the Padres.
Little slider down and away. Now the race is on because Reyes has to move to his left. Yeah, I think Reyes did everything he could. It was just the speed of Perella that was the difference in that one.
So a 2-out base runner and the second Padres hit of the game. And it brings up Carlos Suaje. Suaje struck out looking in the first inning, 0 for 1. He's been hot lately. Last 6 games at .387. For the Padres everyday second baseman. So it's now Hervis Solarte has been on the DL. This will get away from d'Arnaud, and Perella moves up to second base. Wild pitch charged to Jacob deGrom. Allows Perella to take second base.
Shuffle, shuffle. Daylight. Got to go. That one popped up in the air. Takes all the guesswork out easily into second base.
A little bit high to Suaje.
Need a clutch 2-out hit here for a point.
Fly ball to left field, sending Cespedes back almost to the track and now onto it. Right at the edge to make the catch that ends the inning. Played 3-0 Mets. San Diego as the sun has set. 3-0 Mets have the lead. We're talking about this next 10 days for the Mets. They're on the road trip for the next 10 days and the possible trade chips that they have right now that could be on the move should things not go well on this trip, or if they get a good enough offer. Jay Bruce, Asdrubal Cabrera, Lucas Duda, Curtis Granderson. I mean, the list is pretty impressive as we welcome in Mark Sweeney of guys that are available perhaps on the Mets.
Guys, you look at the left-handed bats. I think that's where you're starting with the New York Mets. They have a lot of power when it comes to the left-handed bats. But I think the big difference maker for me is Addison Reed, the former Aztec. I think he is going to be the guy that's going to help the bullpens because he's been very good.
First guy to go, I would think, huh?
I think so. I think everyone's trying to build that bullpen, and you wonder if a left-handed bat is a guy typically you could get off the bench. And these guys are used to playing every day, so that's a tough ask.
I think the Padres clubhouse around this time of year certainly always concerned, as that is strikeout number 4 for Clayton Richard. First out here in the 4th inning, but for the Mets, it's going to be very uneasy feeling right now for a lot of those guys in that clubhouse.
Yeah, you're constantly taking a step and you wonder if you're going to get a tap on the shoulder. And that's not a comfortable feeling, but it's reality. When you play the sport, you know that it can happen at any time, unless you are a spectacular player that has a no trade in your contract.
One down here in the 4th inning. It brings up Jose Reyes.
On the other hand, the way I look at it is that, the Mets being 13.5 games out going into this game, 10 out in the wild card, they possibly going to go somewhere and jump right into the pennant race.
I think that's exciting.
I think so too. Yeah.
It really comes down to that mindset. What you want. Do you want comfort, or do you want an opportunity to put a ring on your finger? And that's what it comes down to. And you'd be surprised that a lot of people are comfortable in their surroundings, where they're at, instead of trying to go out there and extending themselves a little bit and going to that uncomfortable place. But listen, when you play this sport and you can put a ring on your finger at the end of the year, that's special. That's memories as well.
And you look at the situation that Buchter, Mauer, and Cahill are headed to, the Kansas City Royals, and we'll talk more about that coming up, as this is 6-3 on the putout for Travis d'Arnaud, who's retired. A 1-2-3 inning for Richard. 3-0 Mets. Baseball, Giancarlo Stanton still getting it done, this time in Arlington. Pulls this one to left. I think he's got power to all fields. I think he does. He goes the other way, this time to right field. So there you go. Home runs 31 and 32. Marlins defeat the Rangers 4-0. He's got a little pop, that Stanton guy.
Is he going to the Yankees?
I don't think so. I think he's going anywhere.
I would love to see it. I want him on the main stage with that home run power.
He and Judge in the same lineup.
Would that be unbelievable? They have the resources to do it. That's all I'm going to say.
Now, they had an exclusive club, Will Myers, with Paul Goldschmidt, players with 20 home runs and 10 stolen bases. Will with 3 home runs in the last 3 days, and looking for his first home run of tonight's game. He has 20 on the year.
Yeah, the only difference there is, I mean, we've seen it firsthand. Paul Goldschmidt, a Triple Crown threat that 1 year, hits for average. Seems like every year he's been at the big league level, man, he just maintains that average or goes up a little bit more. The power, the stolen bases, the hitting for average, that's the one constant with Paul Goldschmidt.
Yeah, I agree with you too. I think if you look at Paul Goldschmidt, now he's the example of what you want as a first baseman. And a little more of the energy, because I sat down with him before we did that first base show, and he presented himself and his teammates really well. And I was surprised because in years past, I've seen interviews, and it seemed like he didn't want to do them. But now with maybe the exposure of the WBC, his success at first base, I think he's that player that I hope Major League Baseball tries to enhance, because I think he's that talented.
We started to talk about the trade today right before we went break. Your thoughts on the trade today for the Padres?
You know, yeah, I heard you guys talk about it too. My first thought is always in that locker room, how strange it is, because it's the conversations, as Andy Green talked about, as it's a family atmosphere, what you create from spring training on. And even these guys are even doing it during the winter season, creating those relationships that take you to this point. And now you're shaking the hands of a guy that you might not spend a lot of time with the rest of the way, because all these friendships have a lot to do with in that clubhouse and in that dynamic that's really special. That's one of those things that comes to my mind at first, but you know what direction this team's going.
Ball 4 for Myers, and down to first base he goes. It's interesting, we just had AJ Preller on, asked if anybody was untouchable, and the answer pretty much was no. They would listen to just about anything, and kind of interesting in that regard. But I guess you'd be wrong not to in the situation.
Anything to make a team better, right? Whether it's now or in the future, 2-3 years from now.
He says something interesting all the time when you talk about talent and creating a culture. He wants impact talent, and that's hard to find. But when you're taking on all of these risks at times when they're younger players, and he said the Tatis Jr. is a great example.
Renfro gets into this to right. Back goes Jay Bruce. It'll take him to the dirt of the track, but he's there to make the catch. And back to first goes Myers with now 1 down in the inning.
Because when you trade up James Shields and you acquire a guy that's in extended spring training in Fernando Tatis Jr. Obviously his dad played the game, so there's bloodlines there. But during spring training this year, everybody that you talk to in the organization said, have you seen Tatis Jr. yet? And you're wondering if that's going to evolve. Well, you go and watch him. He projects as a very good player. But it's still, it's a process that there's a lot of time and a lot of growth that takes, and you have to be right. But they're getting a surplus of those guys. That's the point I wanted to make.
Yeah, you get an abundance of talent like that. Obviously not all of them are going to hit. And I don't mean hit for average. I mean hit at the big league level. So you pool all these talents together, and hopefully out of the 60, 80, 90, you get 8 or 9 of them that can be a core to where something could lead to the future and good things in the future.
You know, you guys being in the front office with the Dodgers, it's almost a mindset, and it relates to what they're doing now. You get 9, 10 guys, to your point, Mark, 9, 10 guys, and you're hoping for that 1 or 2 guys. And that's really the process. I don't think a fan realizes that they don't think everyone's going to make it and everyone's going to be a superstar. You just don't know how these guys are going to develop and who's going to take that big leap because they project as one of those star players.
Well, Myers a leadoff walk, 2 down. Myers at first base still after 2 flyouts. Renfro and Spangenberg now a liner off the bat of Margot, but right to Conforto in center field. That'll conclude the 4th inning. It's 3-0 Mets. Padres baseball brought to you by Sequan. Play, win together in the heart of San Diego. And by Nissan. Choose Nissan today for great offers on our most exciting lineup. Choose at Nissan.com. Now the Padres and the Mets playing here into the 5th inning. New York on top 3-0. And Jacob deGrom to lead it off here for New York. 60th pitch of the night for Clayton Richard. He's going to miss for ball 1.
By the way, Donnie, I just got a text from Ryan Buchter. He said, I'm going to really miss Snooki / the situation. Give him my best.
Well,
he says, have fun bronzing the rest of the summer.
Your tan is pretty good. I mean, every time you come back from a road trip, it's like, who are you? Fabio?
No, this is all from that trip I took the All-Star break.
Oh,
still.
really? So you're not working on it in the mornings?
No, on the ground right side. Wahe to his left for the first out of the inning. Thankfully, we have another lead. Tonight's Cold Hard Facts are brought to you by Clean Crisp Coors Light. Let's get this Cold Hard Fact in right now. Highest slugging percentage since the All-Star break. Well, Michael Conforto at 800. He is 4th in that category. And I find it interesting. Charlie Blackmon, another leadoff guy. He's at 1,000. This whole leadoff position is really changing.
Totally changed throughout the game. Ricky Henderson and that aspect of the game.
This is sharply lined into right field. Renfro back to play. Gets by him to the track of the wall. And Conforto into second base with a stand-up double.
This kid can flat out hit. Yeah, gone are the Brett Butlers, right? Leadoff guys?
Yeah.
You know, you show bunt, you drag bunt. No. Swinging for a double, swinging for a home run, double-digit home runs, hitting for average.
RBIs.
Yeah.
Conforto's got 52. He's at second with 1 down as Drupal Cabrera coming up.
You think from the Mets perspective and holding on to Michael Conforto last year, getting sent down, having a tough time offensively, but they held on to him and they benefited from an all-star year, having career highs in home runs and RBIs already. I think a lot of people throughout baseball saw that swing and said, I would give anything for the Mets to sell him off, and they didn't.
By the way, Mark, Donnie and I were in, what was it, Colorado? We walk in the clubhouse, and Ryan Buchter looks right at Don and says, what's up with Snooki? He dropped a Jersey Shore on him.
He is from New Jersey, so like his references are all Jersey.
So he thought it was dead ringer.
Yeah, I mean, really?
Tip of the cap to Ryan Buchter on that one.
I have to say this, he is one of my favorite players that have been here in the 2 years that I've been here.
Yeah.
Tremendous.
I love Ryan Buchter, and going to miss him a lot.
Yep.
Great character, great competitor. Wish him well with Kansas City.
It's very difficult to lose those type of personalities. And listen, it is about talent, about wins and losses, but you have to have a blend in this game to be successful. I believe Ryan Buchter has found that. Obviously, he had a niche here and developed into a very good left-handed reliever. I think the Royals are going to be extremely happy to have.
2-2 pitch, and that one is inside. That's the thing. I mean, had a chance here to really show what he could do at a major league level, given the opportunity here in San Diego.
I think there's so many guys. Mark, you've been around plenty of them that never got an opportunity or a fair shot, and they were so talented. You just didn't know why. Ryan Buchter fell into that, and the Padres benefited from it.
And personally speaking, I know you've been traded as well, Mark, but you buy a house somewhere. I bought a house here in San Diego. You know, I wanted to finish my career here. Well, there's a great scene in The Godfather where Hyman Roth says to Michael, this is the business we've chosen, right? And it goes with the territory. There's nothing etched in stone. You buy a house doesn't mean you're going to stay there forever.
You still live there, though.
Yuma.
Grounded foul outside the third.
Don't give yourself that much credit. It is past Yuma. Like you just brought yourself out west more.
But you bring up a very good point, though. I mean, you think about the families, and I mean, these guys are all married. They're all headed somewhere else today. You're going to join a team that's going places you've probably already been this year. In some instances, you don't know anything about it. They're changing leagues now, too, by the way.
Yeah,
pretty different.
I don't think people realize.
Down to third, Spangenberg across the diamond. In time to get Cabrera as Conforto remains at second base, 2 down.
I don't think a lot of people realize the dynamics of what goes through you mentally when you get traded. As we see the AL Central and what they're getting into, a game and a half back, that's a good sign for them. That's the good thoughts. But your head is spinning and going, what's going on? What's happening now, and how am I going to adapt to, like your point, the new league? What goes on? That is very difficult and not as easy. I think a lot of fans go out there and go, hey, listen, it doesn't matter. They're getting paid great money. It's far from that. It has everything to do with your family issues and what goes on with your life.
I can only speak from experience because after the All-Star break in 1990, I got a phone call from Jack McKeon in a Pittsburgh hotel room saying, hey, we just traded you at 10 o'clock in the morning to Atlanta. I hopped on a plane and I pitched for the Braves that night. I mean, that's a whirlwind.
Well,
your head's going 100 miles an hour.
So, for instance, those guys right now probably headed to Detroit to join the Kansas City Royals, who are at Detroit playing the Tigers. So here you go. You're headed on the road with your new club.
Well, the good thing is they're going in as with 3 guys that they know everything about.
That helps, I would
That
think.
helps a lot. If you're going in by yourself and looking around and going, I don't even know if these guys even know me. You know, from a guy that was the 24th, 25th guy on the roster, that's an uncomfortable feeling.
How was it for you, Mark, the times you've been traded?
Awkward, fun. I mean, it encompasses a lot. You sit in your hotel room that you're in and go, what just happened tonight? I don't even remember what happened in the game, but I met a lot of new people. Yeah. And then it becomes, you start settling in and realizing it's baseball again.
All right, what do you do with all your stuff? Like your shirts and the stuff, all the Padres stuff you had that you wore, just like your underneath your T-shirt stuff. And where does all that go?
It's packed in a bag. Everything is it needs to be ironed, and I can't stand ironing. But you have all kinds of sorts of bags, and then you ask a Clubhouse guy, hey, can you go over to my apartment, my condo, my house, and can you pick up that stuff and pack it in the car because I'm going to ship my car. And listen, there's a lot of dynamics that go into it. When you get back to the normalcy of going into a locker room and playing a game that night, that's the best feeling, but it takes time.
Line just out of the reach of Asuaje into right center field. Around from second base comes Conforto. He will score as Cespedes takes third. And Jay Bruce has driven in another run here for the Mets. New York takes a 4-0 lead.
That's one of the guys in Jay Bruce, and you can see that approach. 7 seasons in his career where he's had over 25 home runs. But this is a bat that I think a lot of people are looking at that can impact a lot of games, both with power and also average.
First and third, 1 down, a run in, and Wilmer Flores coming up here. He has homered. That was the first run of the game, a home run to left center field, and then got it into a 5-4-3 double play in the 3rd inning. I'm going to be very honest. I'm glad that announcers can't be traded. Because I would be freaking out like these next 2 weeks. Like, where are you going to go? I mean, what? I wouldn't like it.
Where would your favorite city go?
I'm right here. That's why I wouldn't want to leave.
So you're working on your tan.
Yeah, I'm bronzing every day. I mean, I'm not. I fished this morning, though. I did fish for a while. Nothing bit me. I did get a couple fish. But
I heard that. Can you explain that story? What
Absolutely.
happened?
I was trying to get the fish off the hook, and in the process of trying to help him out, he bit me. And so the area got pretty red, and it was, Mark saw it.
Fishing for piranha?
It was touch and go there for a while.
Touch and go. Yeah, we weren't sure what we were going to do. There might have been a hospital visit involved.
What would you come up with, though, for a story? Would you say the fish bit me?
I'd probably be honest, so the doctor knew what he was dealing with when I arrived. Oh, you tell other people that, though? Yeah, I did, actually, on TV. This is in the air to right, and what a catch by Renfro. Reaches back and makes the grab. Hunter Renfro on the run, somehow comes up with that baseball and right. Wilmer Flores is out. It's because of the catch by Renfro. Some ups. 4-0 Mets. Brought to you by Ram Trucks.
We're going to peek inside the toolbox and see the fastball of Jacob deGrom. He struck out the first 4 Padre hitters tonight. What? On the 2-seam fastball, down and away. That's what's made him so nasty, especially the last 7 starts. In those 7 starts, 50 strikeouts, only 10 walks. You talk about command of the 2-seamer. Away, glove side to righties. That's what Jacob deGrom possesses.
Dusty Coleman leading it off here for the Padres in the 5th inning. Coleman, Terens, and Richard. On the ground, foul just outside of third base. Game number 99 of the year here for the Padres of their regular season. And game 1 of the 4-game series between the Padres and the Mets. Coleman to left, and Cespedes coming in to make the catch. Sounded like a broken bat, maybe. Fly out to left field, and Cespedes is there. 1 down. Yeah, really, last 7 starts for Jacob deGrom. He has really figured it out as the year has gone on. Some pretty nifty numbers right there.
And that comes into your mind offensively. You know how strong they are. This is a bona fide ace when you have that type of stuff. So you watch that video and you say, I have to take that aggressive approach tonight, especially the fastball. I got to cover the velocity that he can bring. Very difficult to do when you have secondary stuff to go along with it.
Remember the hype when all 3, Syndergaard, Harvey, deGrom, they were the talk of the town, right? Talk of baseball. I remember 2 years ago, Ron Darling, we talked about it before the game. He came in our booth, and I remember him telling us, out of all 3, they have their own, major things that they can do. But as far as the whole picture is concerned, deGrom probably falls into the category of the better pitcher of all 3. Pitcher stuff, knowing how to pitch, how he handles himself, the whole shooting match.
Yeah, because you look at presence on the mound. He has the ability to showcase all of his pitches. There's Ron Darling, and Ron understands the concept of how you pitch and how you execute pitches and not show your hand all the time, and are able to go out there and maneuver 2, 3, 4 times through the order. I think that is what makes deGrom so special. That's why you say he's an ace, because he can do that. You've seen in the game now, these guys are protected. In the 5th inning, 6th inning, they don't want to go through the third time through the order. Jacob deGrom doesn't mind that.
Pitch in the dirt, and it's 2-2 to Luis Torrens, batting here with 1 out. And Richard has come out on deck. At 82 pitches through the first 5 innings. Looks like he's going to hit for himself here. The guys on the DL right now. Missing Mets. The Syndergaard we talked about, Matt Harvey, and Neil Walker. Expect to return perhaps sometime during this series as the left hamstring. A big part of the reason the Mets are where they are, you think, for their starting pitching situation.
Boy, if those 3 guys stayed healthy, I should say. You talk about a 1, 2, 3 in the rotation. My goodness.
That's what they were planning on. 8th pitch of the at bat coming up here to Luis Torrens. And a check swing grounder right back to deGrom. 2 down in the 5th inning.
You guys want to hear about MLB at bat?
Love it.
MLB.com at bat is your #1 mobile app for live Padres baseball. Stay connected with a fully customizable experience. Get Padres home screen icons, app features, as well as game day, live game video highlights, radio broadcasts, StatCast news, and more. My Padres. Download MLB.com at bat today.
Fly ball popped up right side of the infield. Duda. First baseman makes the catch that ends the inning. Padres down in order. 4-0 Mets.
Clearly fits for us, both short and long term. And I think if you're always going to listen, and I think if it's a situation where, our scouts work hard, our front office works hard. We had some targeted guys. We know what kind of what would be an above the line deal, and I don't think that's from our standpoint going into the next week. It's got to be something that makes a lot of sense for me to be able to go to ownership and explain why we would move a guy like Brad, from our ball club.
Interesting, because there has been a lot of talk about Brad Hand, and certainly a lot of teams interested in Brad Hand, and kind of wondered what the Padres would be willing to get in return, I guess is the question, what they're willing to trade Brad Hand for. And it sounds like, I would imagine, because of the value that he has for this organization, that it would be a pretty big amount.
I would say to have a guy like Brad Hand setting your closer up is one of the hottest, no pun intended, one of the hottest hands to have in your bullpen. So I would think, yes, to get something big in return. And I'm not a general manager, and I'd like your guys' thoughts on this, but maybe you get an already big league player who's got a lot of maybe years of control left, who can play right now at the big league level, and then maybe some prospects mixed in. Who knows? But I'm sure he's burning up. AJ Preller is burning up the cell tower with calls about Brad Hand.
Well, the way the game evolves and what Andrew Miller did for the game of baseball last year on a main stage changed the game for Brad Hand, for value for Brad Hand. So to know that AJ Preller and his staff are trying to shoot for the stars for a return doesn't surprise me.
To third, and Spangenberg going up to get it. To second base, they get the force out there. Nice play by Spangenberg. He was in on the grass at third and leap into the air to grab that. Did so. With a nice play to get Duda at second base on the force out.
Check out the vertical leap right here by Spangenberg. And then the strike to second base to get the lead runner.
That's some ups.
Yes, it is. It's like a cat up in the air, reaching for something, always landing on your feet, and then coming up with a big time throw to second base.
So 1 down, 1 on, and Travis d'Arnaud, the batter. Yeah, AJ said on with us they were expecting to, or trying to get a lot back, and probably asking quite a bit, I'm guessing.
You can't blame him. And I'm not comparing Brad Hand to Andrew Miller, because Andrew Miller already had a contract.
Right.
That he's coming over to Cleveland saying, I'll pitch in any situation. Brad Hand's not in that scenario, but value, you see the splits, any situation, the low heartbeat, you can go on and on of what Brad Hand has created for himself and the value that's out there. I can't blame the organization for going out there and trying to get a big haul for him.
And as we have seen, you can go multiple innings too, which is along the lines of what you're talking about, an Andrew Miller type.
And I know we've talked about this too, but you know, if nothing comes to fruition for Brad Hand, guess what? We still have Brad Hand.
Exactly. Left side to short. Coleman to second for one. On to first, little hesitation, but they still get it done. 6-4-3 on the Twin killing as Travis d'Arnaud grounds into it. It's a 5-pitch inning and a 4-0 Mets lead. T-Mobile. Randall Grichuk 1 for 4 with a home run. Home runs in 4 consecutive games now for Grichuk as they play the Rockies tonight. The bad news for the Dodgers, Clayton Kershaw will be out 6 to 8 weeks right now on the 10-day DL, the back strain. And the Minnesota Twins getting Garcia and Recker from the Braves for minor league pitcher. As the moves start to heat up across Major League Baseball, and Mark Sweeney, Clayton Kershaw, well, they missed time last year and he's going to miss time again this year. And the Dodgers did miss a beat last year when he was gone, but boy, they have been rolling right now, and certainly to have him go down right now is not good.
That's a big blow, and especially if it's lengthy. But they did, to your point, they played better baseball without him last year, and they held ground, a plus 10.5 game lead.
This is to center, and back to make the play is Conforto. Wow. So Preller sending it out there to center field, and Conforto going back there somehow to get it. That looked like he was going to get up over his head, but he says no and makes the catch.
You have the pitching of DeGrom, the way he's been pitching, and then you have the defense like that from Conforto. You got to be cartooning me. That's a pick-me-up there.
Now 7 in a row retired by DeGrom. Little help from his friends. Here is Carlos Suaje, who will take strike 1. 0 for 2. Suaje striking out looking in the first, and flat out to the warning track in left field in the third. Fly ball center field. Now coming in is Conforto. Much easier play for him. 2 down. We are just an out away from our conversation with Mark Sweeney. I enjoy it so much when you come in.
Oh, it's been a slice of heaven.
I'm blessed to come in and sit with you guys.
It's always sad when you have to leave. Then I'm left alone with
Bud. I don't know about that. Good to see you guys, though.
It's good to see you, Sweens.
It was a long road trip. A lot of innings.
A lot of innings. A lot of baseball over the weekend. The Padres playing good baseball.
That was fun in San Francisco.
Yep.
It was a good bounce back series, especially the way the Colorado Rockies series ended, because that was a tough one. But then going up to San Francisco and taking 3 out of 4 there, that was good.
Could have been a sweep.
Absolutely.
I think it should have been.
Yeah. Well, it's great too because we have our line here at home, which is here do not cross, which is here because Mark has so much stuff. And you know what he's done since we got home? He moved the frogs someplace else. I don't know where the frogs are. The frogs are missing. He had some other stuff. There was a fish here a minute ago that he had over there. So he was grounded foul outside of third. I mean, there's stuff all over the place. He's got like a buffet going on over there. That's kind of how it happened,
fish
actually.
Is biting. Are you bleeding?
Then it swelled up like this. Oh, I think that's normal.
He's saying you have fat hands.
That's what he said. He calls them sausage fingers. It's terrible. So yes, I enjoy it when you're here. There's a buffer. You know, there's a. And now it's over. Well, striking out is Will Myers. Thanks, Mark Sweeney.
Thank you for letting me see your tan.
See you, Sweeney. Mets. Summary is the Mets got a run in the second inning and then 2 more in the third. The run in the second was a home run by Wilmer Flores. And then Yoenis Cespedes with a triple. He would drive in as Drupal Cabrera all the way from first base. Cespedes would later score, and the Mets had a 3-0 lead. Then Jay Bruce with a single that would score Michael Conforto. And the Mets take a 4-0 advantage, and that's where we are as we get ready for inning number 7. Back on the mound is Clayton Richard. And a grounder to first base on 2 hops. Will Myers has got it himself, and he'll take it to the bag to retire Jacob deGrom for the first out of the 7th. Pitch 1 out here in the 7th inning.
Well, you know, there's a couple of things here. Clayton Richard, he's just got to keep battling, right? And on the other hand, the offense facing Jacob deGrom. I mean, with the way he's been thrown the last 7 games, he is in some type of groove. It's tough to get him on the ropes. And the only thing that Clayton can do is just keep it at 4 and hopefully get him in the later 3rd of this ball game. The offense.
1 down here in the 7th, and brings up Michael Conforto. 22 games in June, hit at just .206. July's been a much different story so far. 341 in 11 games for him. 5 home runs, 11 RBIs. 90th pitch for Clayton Richard, and that one by Conforto.
He's got a nice swing, doesn't he?
Yes, he does. That's now. There's Drupal Cabrera waiting on deck. Richard with 4 strikeouts in the game, 1 walk. It was the intentional no-throw type. This one is down the left field line. Preller won't get there. It's into the seats. Breaking down Michael Conforto from last year compared to this year. Last year finishing the year hitting at .224, sitting at .294 right now. 9 more home runs already this season, and 20 more RBIs.
I think one of the reasons why you see the jump is because that first hit that we saw on that video, where did it go? Went the opposite way, right? I think when a lot of guys jump up in the average on the on-base percentage, a little bit more discipline in the strike zone and using the whole field. I think it's goes hand in hand.
It's jammed there in on the thumbs and fouls it off himself. As it evens here at 2-2.
So on the intentional walk,
yes, the
you've
no-throw kind.
You've no-throw kind,
yes.
And then tonight you said the no-throw type.
I'm starting to come up with new stuff because it's a new thing, and so I'm having to create new stuff for it. Otherwise, I would have something for it.
You know, essentially, it is a free pass.
Right? Yes, a totally free pass. Swing and a miss. Conforto goes lunging, and that's 5 strikeouts now for Clayton Richard. 2 down.
Nice sweeping breaking ball from Clayton Richard. This one starts at the right hip pocket. It's the knuckle curve grip, and then ends up off the plate. And when you get Conforto to swing like that, you know you're doing something well. He kept his front side in there too, that foot. He didn't step in the bucket at all. The movement and the placement fooled him on that one.
2 down for Asdrubal Cabrera. He was 2 for 3 in the game, 2 singles and a ground out. Fly ball headed out towards right center field, struck pretty well, and on the move is Margot. He can't get it. He'll jump up into the seats out there for a ground rule double with 2 down in the inning.
Hey, there's Coach Art on the right. Well, a fastball outer third, and that's exactly where it's driven by Cabrera. A great effort just out of the reach of Manuel Margot, hitting on the track and then a souvenir.
Hey, guess what we just had here? Intentional walk of the no-throw kind again. Again, it's Cespedes.
Duly noted.
Down to first he goes. Not going to pitch to him here, and they're 2 on with 2 outs, and Jay Bruce coming up. Second time we've seen that. There are some rules that have gone by the boards that disappoints me because I had sayings for them for years and now they're gone. You know, like the fake to third, bluff to first thing. I would always say bluffs to third, bluffs to first, doesn't throw to either venue. I like that. And then if he did it a second time, I'd say he bluffed to third, bluffed to first, doesn't throw to either locale. So I had 2 just in case it happened twice.
So those are Donnie phrases?
Those were stuff I had that I ran out there for a long time. Now you can't do that. The rule is gone. So like my stuff is gone. So I need like new material. So that's why this whole walking without having to throw any pitches is good stuff, because now we get new stuff. It's only exciting for me. I mean, it's not exciting for you or anybody else.
So what are you going to go with?
I don't know. I like the kind of it. The no pitch kind. The intentional walk of the no pitch kind. You like it? You hate it?
No.
Okay.
It's just going to take some getting used to.
Well, the whole thing is going to take some getting used to. And there's more to follow. Going to speed up the pace of the game. More stuff is going to be implemented.
I like free pass.
Free pass.
He gets a free pass. Doesn't cost anybody anything.
No.
It saves you 4 tosses.
No bullets. 2-0 pitch is outside, and it's 3-0.
How about just take a walk?
Kind of boring.
It's a literal walk.
Yeah.
But it's an intentional kind.
The no throw kind. In there for a strike, and it's 3-1. This is stuff I worry about. Under pitches even Hundo. Rip foul.
Well, north of the border, Toronto 4, Oakland 2. That's a final from Ontario. The Tribe and the Reds, the Battle of Ohio. I went back to Ohio, but my city was gone. Cleveland wins that one in Cleveland. 8-2 final, the Redbirds over the Rocks from St. Louis.
That's our 2 for 9 with runners in scoring position. AJ Preller strikes out. Nicely done by Richard. Picks up his 6th K. That stranded pair have a 4-0 lead, and look out here. Get ready for the bottom of the 7th inning back in San Diego. The 7th inning stretch is presented by your San Diego Hyundai dealers. That's with 1 in the 2nd, 2 in the 3rd, 1 in the 5th. Enjoy a 4-0 lead as the Padres come to bat here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Jacob deGrom has been very economical on the night. He's thrown 64 pitches through the first 6 innings. Here he is, ready to go in the 7th, and Hunter Renfro. He'll take ball 1.
And the 3rd time around for deGrom to Renfro. First pitch breaking ball after a strikeout and a fly out to right for Hunter. He's got to think opposite field here against deGrom.
Goes around, according to first base umpire Tom Hallion. And Renfro didn't think so. Strike two.
Then he throws a changeup up there.
With 5 strikeouts in the game, he has walked 2 and given up only 2 hits. The Mets are out hitting the Padres 10-2.
Change up.
And it's driven a long way to deep left field. Hunter Renfro, it's out of here, up on top of the Western Metal Supply Company building again. Renfro did it last year. He's done it again. Hunter Renfro takes it out of the yard, on top of the building.
Changeup. Watch on contact. Middle in, gets extended. The roof is on fire. We don't need no water. Let Hunter hit it up there.
Up on top again.
Wow.
'18th home run of the year for Renfro.
You don't see him go up there too often. Not a lot of home runs hit up there.
And Spangenberg grounds one foul. Down 1-2. Two pitch, and Spangenberg strikes out. 6 strikeouts now for DeGrom. 1 down here in the 7th inning. He bounces back after the long home run by Renfro. Strikeout Spangenberg and bring up Margot.
The Bulldog doing some damage. Hunter Renfro. Mississippi State Bulldogs.
Margot 1 for 2, a single in the 2nd inning, lined out to center field in the 4th inning. Still peppering the strike zone. Hasn't changed his game plan at all. Mets have left 6 men on base. Padres have left 3. Margot showing bunt, but taking the strike 1-2. The home run by Renfro to lead off this inning broke up a string of 9 in a row retired by DeGrom. Tail of the tape on the home run for Renfro, 431 feet.
You know, that pitch, where it was located, where it was hit, and how high and far, that's tough to keep fair, don't you think?
I thought it was going to be too high.
What do you mean too high?
As Margot strikes out 7 Ks now for DeGrom.
You know how much I love the launch angle.
Yeah. That was going to be too high.
That one had to be in the high 30s, huh?
2 down for Dusty Coleman. 0 for 2 in the ball game tonight.
Love the launch angle.
28 degrees on the launch angle.
Only 28?
Yeah.
I would have bet north of 30. Shows you how much I know.
The exit velocity, you'll be happy to know, is 110 miles an hour. That's pretty good. A great analysis.
Yeah.
The 0-1. He's outside, 1-1.
Here, say that again. This is great analysis.
The exit velocity was 110 miles an hour. Not the best in the league for nothing. The 1-1 is in there for strike 2. Padres now trailing 4-1 with that home run. 2 outs here in the 7th inning, and there's a 1-2. Coleman will strike out looking. Newman takes with him the 8th K for DeGrom. But a long home run for Hunter Renfro takes it on top of the Western Metal Supply Company building again. 4-1 Mets at the end of 7.
On around baseball, game break for you. Pittsburgh and San Francisco, and Pittsburgh, Andrews McCutchen deals the dealt.
Mike, he's hitting .293 on the season. Remember, the trade rumors were swirling around McCutchen in the offseason. He has performed so well. Pittsburgh is relevant in that race.
Just 3 games out now for Pittsburgh. They're 7-3 in their last 10 ball games. When Mark and I see you on Padres Live, the post-game show after the final out. Other highlights from around baseball, and you're going to hear from your general manager, AJ Preller, on the deal the Padres pulled off today.
All right, Mike and Marquez, we play along here to the 8th inning. Wilmer Flores leading it off for New York. Flores homered back in the 2nd inning. 1 for 3 night for him. Flores, his 10th home run of the year, so jumping into double figures in that category. How about Clayton Richard back out there after getting up over 100 pitches? He's at 102, and he's back out there now, starting this 8th inning.
You look at velocity, look at location. He's thrown as many as 113 this year. In fact, take that back. I take that back big time. He threw 127 pitches against the Reds.
Rounder down to deep third base. Long throw for Spangenberg, and he'll get it there in plenty of time. Throwing off that good arm at third base, Corey Spangenberg.
Playing the big hop, playing it back, and then firing it, showing off that hose. An accurate throw also. Plant the back foot, a little bit of a crow hop. Let's see a 5-3 play. Hey, he says, and he points at him. Nice play.
One down here in the 8th inning. Lucas Duda, 2 hits, a double and a single. Rocked around a strikeout, a 2 for 3 performance for the Mets first baseman. There's action for the Padres, and just called up today, Jose Ruiz from Single A Lake Elsinore, warming in the pen right now for the Padres. So both Dusty Coleman added to the Padres and Jose Ruiz.
You know, we showed that home run by Andrew McCutchen up at AT&T Park. Did you know that AT&T Park has yielded just 69 home runs prior to today's game, the fewest in Major League Baseball?
Yeah, we were talking about over the weekend that Brandon Belt and Will Myers among the most home runs hit there this year. Of course, Will being a guy there as a visitor makes it a little different, but not a lot of home runs. He had a long one, though.
It's the year of the homer, but not at AT&T Park.
Duda strikes out 7 Ks for Richard, 2 down here in the 8th.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by the authority of the San Diego Padres. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the San Diego Padres. Good job by Clayton, hanging in there tonight. Still has the sweeping breaking ball. Great location on that last pitch.
Jose Reyes batting for the 4th time in this game. He's grounded out twice to the mound and reached on a fielder's choice his last time up, but 0 for 3 in the contest. Left side. Spansberg couldn't get it. Coleman can. The throw dug out by Myers, but not in time. Reyes beats it out. Base hit for Jose Reyes.
You know the concentration of Dusty Coleman. And when you look at that play, very, very close to first base. Did Spansberg touch that ball? Did that ball hit the thumb of his glove and come up just a little bit?
Padres are challenging, and they should.
Out. And going back down, I think that ball hit the thumb on the glove of Corey Spansberg.
Call on the field was safe. Padres have challenged.
Tough to tell if it changes direction on that one there. Okay, the ball is in the back of the glove. It touches the glove right there. And look, now his foot, roll it. I think he's out. Donnie, what do you got?
I got out.
Contacted to interior of fielder's glove. That's the right terminology. Oh, really?
Didn't see enough to overturn it. Challenge lost by the Padres.
I don't see how they come up with that. Because what now, watch when, okay, the ball hits the back glove, right? Move it, roll it, right? There. And look at.
Is the heel on there?
Right there. And now watch, the pillow hasn't moved yet. When that ball hits the heel of the glove, I don't think the bag moves yet.
Well, the call stands on the field, safe at first base. And a little dribbler down the first baseline that's going to stay foul. So Reyes with a base hit with 2 down. Padres losing their challenge. Travis d'Arnaud, who is down to the count 0-1, has grounded out 3 times in this game. Once the second, once the short, and last time up, bounced into the 6-4-3 double play. Slap foul down the right field line into the seats.
Dodgers and Twins up at Chavez Ravine, tied at 3 in the 6th. Arizona up by 6. And the scoreboard changed, so I can't give you the opponent.
Down and in, runner goes, throw down to second base, and safe at second is Reyes. Stolen base for Reyes in the scoring position with 2 down.
Oh, nice quick release. Considering where that pitch was, I think Luis Trens does a nice job of getting rid of that ball and getting it down to second base, even though it's a safe call.
His 500th stolen base. Ichiro with more active leaders right now. They have retrieved the baseball for him.
I thought he was going to pull a Ricky Henderson and take the base
the
out
base
of the
with him.
ground and hold it over his head.
Yeah. 2 strikes here to Darno. Grounder foul by the on deck circle. Jacob deGrom is waiting to bat there. 118 pitches right now for Clayton Richard. 2 down here in the 8th.
And you know, looking over my scorecard, Don, and just a couple of pitches that just caught too much of the plate. The Wilmer Flores home run in the 2nd and the triple by Cespedes. They were pitches in to Flores. He turned on it and away to Cespedes for the triple.
Up the middle into center field, a base hit. Around from second comes Reyes. Here comes the throw from Margot, and it is not in time. Reyes with a head-first slide into the plate. And a 5-1 Mets lead as Travis d'Arnaud drives in a run.
Manuel Margot played this one perfectly. Nice technique, nice one hop. Terens creates the lane for Reyes. Just too late on the throw, and d'Arnaud stays at first base on the throw.
DeGrom with a swing and a miss for strike 1.
But technically speaking, for Manuel Margot, he did that one perfectly. Played it right.
Now with a short lead at first base. And a swing and a miss for DeGrom, who strikes out. 8 strikeouts for Richard. Mets out a run, take a 5-1 lead. Petco presents Padres Baseball, brought to you by the all-new 2017 Subaru Impreza. Subaru symmetrical all-wheel drive plus 28 miles per gallon. More than a car, it's a Subaru. And by Petco, where the pets go. Mets have added a run on the 500th stolen base in Jose Reyes' career. We'll come around to score that 5th run. Mets have a 5-1 lead to the bottom of the 8th inning we go. And Jacob deGrom back on the mound again. Luis Torrens leading it off. And he sends one to center field. Conforto moves in and takes the catch on the sinking liner for the first out of the inning. So Matt Caesar is going to come up here. The day after the Padres score 5 or more runs, get 50% off any regular menu price online order at papajohns.com. Our promo code Padres5. It is going to be Caesar who's going to pinch hit here for Clayton Richard. And Richard tonight departs on the hook in this game. Ended up throwing 123 pitches.
He threw really well tonight. You know, the home run to Flores, the triple to Cespedes early. And remember, the Padre offense had to deal with a guy by the name of Jacob deGrom tonight, who's been on a roll.
Total of 8 strikeouts for Clayton Richard in his outing. 2 both intentionally with the no-throw kind. Pitch outside, 2-1. I'm starting to really like it.
I like it too. It's got a good ring to it.
Fly ball to right field as Jay Bruce over towards the line to make the catch for out number 2. Game 2 of this 4-game series between the Padres and the Mets. Seth Lugo on the mound, 4-2, the 4.05 earned run average going for the Mets. The right-hander against another right-hander, Jhoulys Chacín, looking for win number 10 of the year. Chacín 9-7 with a 4.26 ERA, and we'll get you started at 6:30 with Padres Live. Mets and Padres, game 2 of the series, right here at Petco Park and right here on Fox Sports San Diego. There's Jose Preller with 2 down in the inning. Preller has 1 of the 3 Padres hits in the game. A single to center in the 3rd. DeGrom tonight in search of his 12th win of the year. He comes in individually at 11-3. 20th start of the year for the right-hander. Line to right center, and that's going to get in for a hit. A gapper to the track of the wall. Preller headed for second base, has a 2-out double, his 2nd hit of the night. And this is an extra base hit for Jose Preller.
I think that's the blueprint at try to beating Jacob deGrom. He's been trying to throw that 2-seamer away all night. He's been painting down at the knees. It's up a little bit, and Jose takes that exactly where it was pitched, to the right center field gap for the double.
So 2 outs, Preller at second base, and it brings up Carlos Suaje. Suaje is 0 for 3, striking out in the 1st, flying out of the warning track in the 3rd, and then flying out to center in the 6th inning. Kind of surrounded the plate and misses outside. 1-1. A double by Preller breaks up a string of 5 in a row retired by DeGrom. And 14 of the last 15. Jumps ahead 1-2.
Well, a lot going on today, especially in Padre land. Major League Baseball, you see the breakdown for Jacob deGrom, pitches by inning. Stay tuned for Padres Live, the post-game show with Mike and Mark. They're going to go over the trade with the Kansas City Royals. And what else is going around Major League Baseball. So stay tuned.
In the air to left field. Cespedes on the move towards the corner. Won't get there. Bangs around in the corner down there. Scoring from second base is Preller. Asuaje into second base with an RBI double. And it's now 5-2 Mets as the Padres get one back here in the 8th.
Well, Jose Preller went the other way. Carlos Asuaje takes the little slider, outer half. And Lil Sweet standing on second base with a double, just out of the reach of Cespedes. Looked like he drew a little leather on that one. Real sweet. Sweet one with his 6th double of the season.
Action in the pen for the first time. Levens and Sewald up in the pen. Five to 2 now. Will Myers coming up. Myers has struck out, walked, and struck out again. Strike one. They're throwing hard. 96 miles an hour. Nearing 100 pitches. Next pitch will be the 98th for Jacob deGrom. Framed there by d'Arnaud, but called the ball. Last time out 6 2/3 for deGrom, giving up only 1 run. That was against the Cardinals for 110 pitches in that outing. Staying away again, and it's now 2-1. His last 7 decisions. Two lead right now with 2 down in the 8th inning. Carlos Asuaje at second base, a run in.
Big fly here would be pretty nice.
Fly ball to right center. And Jay Bruce makes the catch that ends the inning. Padres get a run back. We head to the 9th, 5-2 New York. 5-2. Mets have the lead over the Padres. We head to the 9th inning. And some changes for the Padres as ready to make his debut is Jose Ruiz. This pitching change brought to you by El Cajon Ford. Makes the jump from Lake Elsinore of A-ball to the major leagues tonight. Here's his numbers from A-ball.
Signed as an international free agent back in 2011 as a position player, a catcher, prior to making the transition to pitcher in 2016. In minor league totals, this kid hit .203. So, you know, with the good arm, why not try to go up on the hill? Last year in 2016, 3 stops for Ruiz. Arizona League, Tri-City, A-ball, and Lake Elsinore. Pitched in 11 games, 12 1/3 innings pitched total for the right-hander.
Michael Conforto, first batter he's going to face here. As the Padres go into a shift, pop-up, foul ground to Renz. Going over by the seats, will not have a play. Matt Caesar stays in the game and takes over in left field as part of the double switch. So Jose Preller coming out of the game. Pitcher's spot in the order now, the leadoff spot. Actually, Preller stays in the game. He goes from left field to second base. So Suaje comes out of this game. Pitcher spot is actually 2, not 1. This is popped up left side. Spangenberg. Actually, it is Coleman. I'm confused about everything. That is Dusty Coleman. He's on the left side with his shift on. He just made the catch. So that is out number 1 as Conforto pops out at the shortstop. Prella's not out of the game. He's still in the game. He went from left field to second base. And the pitcher spot, oh yeah, the pitcher spot's number 2. I got it all figured out now. I think I got my arms around this.
I had to get my white out and cross 2 things out so I get it right in my scoreboard.
Don't listen to me. I'm the master of misinformation at the moment.
Oh, that's funny.
This one fouled off to the left out of play by Asdrubal Cabrera.
By the way, there are rumors floating around that there's a trade in the works.
For who?
Don Orsillo for Bob Carpenter. Padres and the Nationals.
I'm going to the Nats?
Yeah, well, it's just talks right now.
Oh.
They're just talking.
This is not good. I'm going to worry about this now. I don't like this. Trades. That would be awful. Nationals are a fine organization. I don't mean that.
Right.
You know how high that booth is? It's like on the 11th floor. If I'm confused here,
good luck.
Imagine how confused I'd be there. Asdrubal Cabrera has 3 hits in this game.
Ruiz has got a live arm, mid-90s.
Ball 4, and Ruiz loses Cabrera on for the 4th time today. A 1-out walk here in the 9th, and it's time to review our keys to the game, brought to you by your San Diego Honda dealers.
Keep the runs coming. A tough duty for the Padres with Jacob deGrom and how he's been throwing, because all the runs that they scored in the Giants series. 2 runs on 5 hits this evening, and pick up the pen with the trade of Mauer, Buchter, Cahill. Cahill being the starter. Hopefully my hope was that the bullpen could continue. And Clayton Richard, 8 innings, 123 pitches. He battled tonight.
Now 1 on, and Cespedes with a big swing there. He was swinging for the fences. And a 96-mile-an-hour fastball by him from Ruiz. Oh, 2.
Slider. Get it out there, down and away.
Strike 3 call, and Cespedes strikes out. The high strike call. That'll work. Ruiz. It's his first strikeout. It's Yoenis Cespedes, 2 down.
Back-to-back sliders. And right on the outside corner at the belt buckle. And there's the rotation. There's the take. Well done, young man.
2 down, runner at first, and it brings up Jay Bruce. Couple of hits tonight. Single to center in the 3rd, single to center in the 5th. Struck out twice in the game. Popped up foul, out of play off to the left. On the ground by Myers, but Pirello, the second baseman, will throw to Myers for the out at first base. So 4-3 in the putout. And to the bottom of the 9th, 5-2 Mets. Hunter Renfro taking it on top of the building, the Western Metal Supply Company building. Second time he has done that.
It was a 2-2 changeup out of the hand of Jacob deGrom. And just as a reminder to Austin Hedges, hey dude, look where I hit it.
Well, we will see Hunter Renfro lead it off here in the 9th inning. And he'll be doing it against Addison Reed, who is now into the game for the Mets.
Well, we documented it earlier. How much longer will this kid, Addison Reed, the former Aztec, be a Met? 16 for 18 in save opportunities. He's having a good year, only 6 walks. He is a strike thrower. Pretty much 4 seamers and sliders for the former Aztec. A couple of bloops and a blast to tie this one up.
Jacob deGrom won the first 8 innings through an even 100 pitches and leaves with a 5-2 lead. And Renfro had one of the 5 hits allowed by deGrom, as that'll miss downstairs for ball 1. Renfro, Spangenberg, Margot scheduled to bat here in the 9th. Swing and a miss at a 92-mile-an-hour fastball.
The ball looks like it's got a little cut to it. Had a little run there at the end.
In the air foul off to the right, not a play.
That was a very crushable pitch.
Renfro hits this high and deep to center. Conforto back at the wall. It is gone. Hunter Renfro's second home run of the night. His 19th of the year, and the Padres now within 2.
A 2-2 fastball up above the belt buckle. He gets extended. Went up on the roof tonight and going El Centro. That is a good looking swing from Hunter. Talk about crushing mistakes.
"19 home runs now for Renfro on the year. As Corey Spangenberg bats, 4th plate appearance for him in this game. Walk, a flyout, and a strikeout. Looks a fly ball foul off to the left out of play. Probably glad to see someone other than Jacob deGrom.
Yeah.
Ended up going 8 innings, 5 hits, 2 runs, walked 2, struck out 8, and again through 100 pitches. Bounces in, 2-2. Nobody out, last of the 9th. A run already in on a home run by Hunter Renfro. Now Spangenberg grounds one right side. Wilmer Flores for the first out of the 9th inning. And bring up Manuel Margot. For 3, a single for Manny back in the 2nd inning. Right out center in the 4th, struck out swinging in the 7th. Time called as a fan has run onto the field. Fan has been taken care of. Ill-advised.
He'll be fingerprinted and turn to the left, turn to the right, and spend the night in the clink.
One out here in the 9th inning. Margot, the single back in the 2nd inning. Mets are out hitting the Padres 12-6 in the game, and on top right now 5-3 with 1 out in the 9th inning. And Margot will take a ball. Hector Sanchez has come out on deck for the Padres.
Well, we saw the blast. Remember I said bloop, bloop, blast? Need a bloop and a blast here.
Center field lead start for Conforto, and he won't get there. Look at a bad read. That one drops in, and there's your bloop. Well, Margot, the second hit of the night.
Off the end of the bat, big swing. As you mentioned, Don, I think maybe Conforto just did not get the good read on that one because it was off the end of the bat.
1 out, Margot at first base. Tying run coming to the plate now. Hector Sanchez. Hitting for Dusty Coleman. 254, 7 home runs, 17 runs batted in. Down and in for ball 1. Sanchez fresh off a series against his old team, the Giants, in which he went 5 for 12. 2 doubles, a home run, 3 RBIs. Now pinch hitting tonight in game 1 of this series against the Mets. Rolls it over foul and evens a count of 1-1. He's up in the Padres dugout. One for 4 in his career against Addison Reed. More pinch hitting on deck as Jabari Blash has come out on deck. Here's a liner to right field and a base hit. Up to second base goes Margot on the single by Sanchez, a pinch hit single, and now the potential winning run coming to the plate here for the Padres in Jabari Blash.
There's another bloop, a bloop, and now a Blash coming up to the plate. Padres fighting back here against Addison Reed. Stay hot, Hector Sanchez.
2 on, 1 away. Tying run at first base as Jabari Blash stands in. Pinch hitting for Luis Torrens. Blash with 3 home runs. Strike 1. Pinch hit home run leaders. Padres lead with 6. And they make it a 7th right here. Strike 2. Reed jumps ahead here 0-2. Caesar waiting on deck. It's Margot at second, Sanchez at first. 1 out in the 9th. A little bit low, 1-2. $16 out of 18 and save opportunities for Addison Reed. 11th in the National League with the 16 saves. Able to convert the last 10 in a row. Gave up a leadoff home run to Renfro. Blash drives one to right field. Jabari goes deep, Farwell, stay fair. No! Foul ball down the right field line. The first base umpire, Tom Hallion, took a very long look and called it foul. Now they're going to check it out. Padres are out of challenges, so this would be a crew chief challenge, and he is the crew chief. He wants to take a look.
And you know what I like about this, Don? Tom Hallion after that call was made, he went exactly. Oh, does that ball skim the foul pole? It's definitely on the foul side. I think that's what he wants to check. I think that's what they want to check. If that ball kind of grazed the foul pole. Because, you know what? Give all the credit in the world to Tom Hallion right there. As soon as the call was made, he kind of paused a little bit and then went right over towards the headsets. He's thinking, you know what? I want to get this right. I think this deserves a look-see. See if this ball changes direction. Does it graze?
Foul ball.
I think it's the right call. And you know, credit Tom Hallion, right?
Absolutely. So Jabari with another chance here, 1-2. That's so close. See if he can straighten it out now. Swing and a miss, strikes out. High heater at 93 instead. 2 down in the 9th. Time now for the Carl's Jr. star of the game, and Hunter Renfro, not 1 but 2 home runs. 1 on top of the Western Metal Supply Company building, and 1 to straightaway center field more recently, and in this bottom of the 9th inning. Tying run at first base, 2 down here. Potential winning run at the plate in Matt Caesar. 2 down in the 9th. Ball 1. Caesar 1 for 1 in his career against Addison Reed. Line to right, Bruce coming in to make the catch that ends the ball game. Addison Reed gets out of it and picks up his 17th save as the Padres are beaten by the Mets in game 1 5-3. What's in store, Mike Pomeranz?
It was exciting. Well, it got right down to the end. When Mark and I see on Padres Live, the post-game show, you're going to hear from Andy Green. Also, AJ Preller breaks down the big trade on the day, and we'll take a look at what Jacob deGrom was able to do so well tonight in game 1.